So you're thinking of moving to San Antonio, Texas. In this video, we're going to show you around San Antonio, Texas, specifically the Helotes area, the city of Helotes, a small suburb outside of San Antonio. And we're going to take you through the hill country. We'll show you where we've been in the homes that we've shown you in a previous video, and we're going to get after it right now. So welcome to our channel. If this is your first time, hit the subscribe button. Send us a text, send us an email, call us on the phone, and we'll be ready for you to answer your questions about everything you wanted to know about San Antonio, Texas. So today we're going to take you on a map tour through Helotes, Texas, a small country town in the suburbs of San Antonio. Now, Helotes was first recognized in the early 1800s, and they used to be a stopover for stagecoaches coming from Bandera, which we're going to show you where that is, from Bandera all the way into the city of San Antonio. So we're going to get started. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to talk about Helotes. The first thing I'm going to do is draw you a little circle around the town of Helotes. And you can see we are outside of the 1604 loop, which goes around the outer limits of the city of San Antonio. Again, the 410 loop is the inner loop. And Helotes, from 1604, you head out Highway 16. Here's Highway 16, and you can see Medina Lake is nearby. And you can also see some of the areas through here. These are housing areas, beautiful drive through Gray Forest, a little small town. A lot of the bikers, both cyclists and Harley and motorcycle guys, like to ride through this scenic loop drive, which takes you through Gray Forest. If I can give you a tip right there, don't speed going through that town. They've got one cop and one fire station, and if you're speeding through that town, they're going to write you up. So there's your pro tip for heading through Gray Forest outside of Helotes. Again, right here in the beautiful Texas Hill Country. You can see in that picture right there that pulls up when I hover over it, you can see the gorgeous hills begin to form right there as you head out to the Texas Hill Country. In a previous video, I'm going to blow up the screen here just a little bit. In a previous video, we showed you some homes just outside of Helotes, in this area right here in Sonoma Ranch. If you recall that, this is the whole ranch area, and it's just immediately outside Helotes. Beautiful homes out in this community. They've really grown, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful place to call home. Quickly, you can see, I think in every video we've done, we've talked about how close the nearest HEB is. Well, in Helotes, the nearest HEB is right down the street. That's only just a couple of short miles. You can see also plenty of shopping here. You've got Home Depot, and again, as we mentioned, HEB. There's a Santikos Theater. And if I blow this up just a little bit more, you may be able to see Stetson's Dance Hall on here. The small dance hall. Grab another pen. Stetson's Dance Hall. Now, this is a small boutique type of dance hall that actually took over for one called Cooter Brown's, that many of us found a great place to meet friends and get ourselves a cold beverage on a hot summer evening, or a warm beverage perhaps in the wintertime when it's pretty cool outside. But we would dance the nights away there in Cooter Brown's. Now it's Stetson Dance Hall has taken over that location, and it's a very nice place with a great bar and plenty of nighttime live Texas country music that I'm sure if you come to Texas, you will love the country music scene here in San Antonio. Outside of that, we do have a Whataburger. You may not know, if you're not from Texas, that Whataburger is our favorite hamburger joint in all of Texas. It's a beautiful, beautiful little orange and white buildings, great hamburgers. And when you talk about Texas, you've got to talk about Whataburger. So for those of you coming in from out of state, we certainly want you to try that, because that replaces many of the fast food establishments that you've probably been loyal to in the past. There is a Methodist ER center there in Helotes, which has been added over the years. Many of these buildings and some of the restaurants and other stores, boutique shops that they have in Helotes have certainly been added over the last several years as the growth in San Antonio continues to happen. I'm going to click out of this and erase some of the screen and take you again through some of the areas in Helotes. You can see we've got a Compass Church here, a Navy Federal Credit Union. There's some smaller food establishments. That was Slim Chickens right here. That's kind of a fun place to go and a fun name. You do have your local Starbucks. So even in a small town or a small city like Helotes, they own their own Starbucks there too. We've got a Walmart Supercenter there that came in several years ago and has become quite the place. That is, in my opinion, not your typical Walmart. That Walmart is very clean and well maintained, and it really, really is nice. So if you've got other opinions about Walmart, leave them at the door, come on inside, and they will certainly help you out and take you through what you're looking for in that particular store. You can see we've got auto care along the main road, Bandera Road or Highway 16, as I mentioned earlier. Broadway Bank, Bill Miller's Barbecue. I may have talked about that in a previous video. We're loyal to Bill Miller's in San Antonio and in the San Antonio area because of the way they treat our young people in particular. They have really been supportive of our younger people working there and attending school. And as such, the family atmosphere that San Antonio maintains, they have been closed on Sundays. I don't know whether that's changed. It's been a while since I've been there on a Sunday or tried to get Bill Miller's on a Sunday, but a nice place to have barbecue and sit down and just talk to your family, talk to your friends, have a cold iced tea, sweet tea, or non-sweet tea, unsweet or sweet tea here in Texas. That's a great place to get some. Also, you've got children's dentistry you can see there, Pizza Hut, of course. Many of you, I'm sure, have had their pizza from time to time. Dairy Queen is, they're still around in our town and in the Texas Hill Country. It's good to see those companies like that survive. Helotes has their own city hall, as they are their own city park and playground, and you can see some of the other areas there in town. Now, this particular area is a little newer growth, and they are growing out towards the Texas Hill Country. This again is at the base, Highway 16, and I'm going to zoom in a bit here so you can see the area and where it's located and where I'm going to take you on this map tour. Again, Helotes, you can see there the beautiful area, white puffy clouds into the Texas Hill Country, just beautiful. I'm going to click on some things to do here that will come up. And you can see the Doceum there downtown on Broadway. This is a beautiful, beautiful place with many of interactive exhibits, as you can see. The Hemisphere Tower back from the early 1960s, 1970s when they had the World's Fair here in San Antonio. San Antonio Zoo, Ripley's Believe It or Not down on the Riverwalk, the amazing Mirror Maze, Legoland Discovery Center and is now in San Antonio. Breckenridge Park is further downtown. And you can see these kind of come up as I scroll through downtown. So we're really close to the downtown entertainment being in Helotes. And it's just a really nice place to call home. So again, here's the outer loop in San Antonio, Highway 1604 and Highway 16 going out to the hill country. If you enjoy motorcycle riding, biking, cycling, or want to take your car out on a nice weekend drive with the top down, perhaps if you have a convertible, this is a great highway to come on through. And you can see from Helotes out to Pipe Creek is about 10 miles. And then on out into Bandera. Bandera is known as the cowboy capital of the world. The old Spanish trail ran right through Bandera. And again, as I mentioned, the stagecoaches would come down this area and on down into Helotes and further into the city of San Antonio. So from Helotes out to Bandera is about 25 miles, 25, perhaps 30 miles. And it's just a great drive. There's a 4-lane highway now that goes out to Bandera. From there, perhaps you could take Highway 46, take it over to Bernie, and then on down I-10 if you want to come back. But you can stay there in the Texas Hill Country for just hours. Bandera is full of shops, Western stores, little boutique stores, good place to get a great steak, plenty of restaurants, plenty of places to get a cold beverage. And there's a couple of very unique dance halls right there where you can get live country music and very well supported by the local area there in Bandera, Helotes, the surrounding community of San Antonio. And many of us really enjoy going up to Bandera. One of the great things you can do is stop in at the Old Spanish Trail restaurant, the OST there. Plenty of bikers will pull over on a Saturday. They'll go out there for breakfast. Good place, great service, good food all day long. Get yourself a chicken fried steak, have some bacon, eggs, pancakes, waffles, all in the morning. Good cup of coffee. You can sit on the saddle stools there and have your breakfast, and it is really a unique place. And I think you'd enjoy seeing the horses riding up and down. It's an old Western town, and it will take you back to the 1800s. And if you know anything about Texas and settling the Old West, Bandera was a big part of that. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more here so you can see a little further out into the hill country. From Bandera, you could take this Highway 173 on into Center Point. Just beautiful little country towns, oak trees as far as the eye can see. Just beautiful. Whether it's a hot summer day, the springtime, the wintertime, or the fall. You can go out and see the bluebonnets out here in the springtime, which is they're just amazing. And I think you'll find the people there are very friendly. They're engaging. So say hi to them all, because they probably will spend a few minutes talking to you as well. If you come out through Center Point, Kerrville is another beautiful area along I-10, and you head further to the north, out into Fredericksburg. Fredericksburg is our wine country here, the Texas wine country, and again, it's quite a place. There are wineries along Highway 290 from Johnson City. Between Johnson City and Fredericksburg, you've got wineries that sit right in this area on both sides. And if you're looking to spend a quiet Saturday afternoon or midweek, if you can get away during the week, just an awesome place to go. Beautiful. Fredericksburg is another unique Texas country town. plenty of history there, live music. And you may want to also go from Fredericksburg to Lukenbach. If you know anything about Texas and Willie Nelson, you'd find Lukenbach right there on your schedule. A little bandstand there and a dance hall also in Lukenbach. Plenty of live music. One of the best things about Texas and entertainment is the live country music that we have in many of the small and large venues throughout the state. So it's really a big thing. People do want a two-step here. I wouldn't say we do a great deal of line dancing, but couples dancing is just one of those nightly entertainments that you can find in many locations. Lukenbach is historically a fabulous place. The bikers will ride out there on the weekends. You'll see hundreds of bikes. Harleys, Ducatis, Hondas, Yamahas, you name it, they're all out there. And they just sit around, listen to the country music, stop into the general store there. They've even got a little post office. So that's just part of the circuit. If you ride a motorcycle, that's where you want to stop. On into Fredericksburg, you can get plenty of good German food there. It is a wonderful German city. And again, the main street is quite wide. So there's angle parking along Main Street and just a great place to spend time during the week or on the weekends. So plenty to do out there in the hill country. You can see all of these small towns have something really unique to offer. And I would encourage you to pull out a map, take a look at some of the things that we talk about, and enjoy yourself in the Texas Hill Country. It is quite the place. So you can see here Center Point, Comfort, Kerrville, and then taking Highway 16 on up to Fredericksburg. You can come up over the hills. There's a really windy road through here that is a lot of fun. Just be careful, 2-lane highway coming all the way into Fredericksburg. You can also take Highway 87 out of Comfort, another beautiful place in the Texas Hill Country. Watch plenty of wildlife out there, so be careful. The deer run rampant out through there. You're liable to see those crossing the road. So especially if you're on a motorcycle, just be very careful. Stay alert. I don't encourage you to stop off at any of those establishments and have a beer. Don't give up that 1 second that you may need, or fraction of a second. And if you're in the car, watch out for the bikers. You know, they need a little space on there too. So just keep an eye out for them. Everybody share the road, and I'm sure things will be just fabulous. But again, we talked a little about our lake life. Lake Medina. This lake is a spring-fed lake. So depending on the rainfall that we have, the lake level does go up and down, but there are some really beautiful areas surrounding the lake. There's a road out there that the bikers do like to take. I think it's Park Road 36 that comes out and goes into Medina Lake, probably right in through here. So it's really nice out there. Lots of trees, boating, or some fishing out there. And then over on the other side, we have talked about Canyon Lake. And you can see we've done a few home tours and shown you this area here, the Stone Oak area. The Dominion area is, of course, over here along I-10. There's a video that we've done on that. And here's Canyon Lake. Now this level, again, our rainfall is important in Texas. So you can see the lake level, again, rise and fall with the amount of rain that we have. Canyon Lake drains into the Guadalupe River, and the Guadalupe runs on down to New Braunfels, another German town that was settled, here in the area. San Marcos. I'm going to scroll down there and move the map out here so you can see New Braunfels right below. right here. You can see New Braunfels, and there's a picture of the downtown area. Again, the history that we have in South Texas is really, really beautiful. And it's something that you may want to take a look at some point in time. So take a look at that. Don't miss New Braunfels. I'm sure at some point in time we're going to do some videos out there, because it's just another great German town outside of San Antonio, growing rapidly as everything else. You can see Schlitterbahn Water Park here. It was also great summer entertainment. Natural Bridge Caverns. You can see the stalactites, baths, another wonderful place to take your family for an outing in the Texas Hill Country, have a picnic, and just enjoy yourselves. This heart area that's marked right here is Government Canyon. We might have mentioned that in an earlier YouTube video. Government Canyon is another great recreational type area where you can hike and bike, and there's trails and picnics and wildlife. So plenty of things to do, again, with your family, with your girlfriend, with your wife, with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your friends. Plenty to do out there. So again, looking at this video, you can see the downtown area of San Antonio. And you're looking at about 14, 15 miles perhaps out to Helotes. And again, Scenic Loop Drive would take you right through Gray Forest and on out into Leon Springs and Bernie further up I-10. You can take Highway 16 out to Lake Medina, out through Pipe Creek, and into the cowboy capital of the world in Bandera. So miles and miles and miles. Then take Bandera and go on over to Fredericksburg, or take I-10 and go on out to Fredericksburg. Have yourself some good Texas wine. Enjoy another German city out there. Perhaps have lunch out there with the great German food, and just enjoy all that the Texas Hill Country has to offer. That is our big thing here in the surrounding San Antonio area, is our access to the beautiful Texas Hill Country. You're not gonna find the mountains of Colorado or the Rockies or the Sierras or the Poconos on the east, but our hill country is beautiful, and it's nice and quiet, and a great place to take your family, your relatives, visitors when they come to see you here in Texas. So a lot of things to do, and homes continue to be built in the area. We don't have enough housing here in San Antonio. And I know you hear what you hear on the national news, but I think our market's quite different. And if you don't remember anything, remember this: real estate is local. It's local. So each market is quite different from the national news that you may be hearing. And our market is very, very good. The northwest area of San Antonio, this area, I should probably draw that in for you so you can see this. This area right in through here, this northwest area, is one of the fastest growing areas in our city. That area right there. And one of the reasons, because of its proximity to Lackland Air Force Base. If I can scroll through this, let me show you the proximity to Lackland Air Force Base. Here is Lackland again, right here. Now Lackland employs not just the military community, but the civilian community as well. There are a number of cybersecurity sites and jobs in this particular area. And the people that are working out at Lackland, whether they be on active duty in the Air Force or whether they have civilian jobs with contractors out there, the area has grown so much. And it's pretty easy access. If you're in the northwest side, that area that we just drew, if you're over there, you've got a pretty easy ride down to Lackland Air Force Base. So you're going to find several active duty military families that live in this area and commute back and forth to Lackland. So lots of jobs down there. The cybersecurity, again, is coming through there. There's Port San Antonio, where they're bringing businesses in and recruiting actively with the help of the Chamber of Commerce. You can see SeaWorld here, another wonderful place for some summer and spring and fall entertainment. So there's a lot to do. There's plenty of shopping. I should probably take you through that one more time. We've talked about a couple of the shopping areas, the big shopping malls that we have here in Texas. And I'm going to remind you, if I can, the area right in here. This is La Cantera Shopping Center. A really beautiful outdoor mall. Plenty of restaurants. There's a Macy's in there, Nordstrom is in there, Saks Fifth Avenue, Perry's Steakhouse, which if you've never been there, you owe yourself a treat. There's also Six Flags right behind there. Another great family entertainment center. You can see the Rim in this area on the other side of Interstate 10. So the Rim and La Cantera, two of our larger shopping centers, or malls, if you will, here in the San Antonio area. And again, La Cantera is almost right across the 1604 loop from the University of Texas here in San Antonio. So again, hit the subscribe button, give us a like, make a comment, tell us what you'd like to see, ask us a question about any of those towns. We'd certainly like to respond to you. If there's other information you like, give us a call on the phone. We'll answer you. We'll answer all the comments. So whether you're moving to San Antonio in 9 days or 90 days, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and watch for new videos every week. You'll be the first one notified. And we look forward to welcoming you to San Antonio soon.